I'm going to repeat it briefly. Review the edges of things. That's where you're really going to find the nuance in this situation. So I learned that from this pastel artist who is listed in this book, Finding Your Visual Voice. This is an amazing book with many, many different painters featured. If you go through it, it's really incredible. Um, very detailed watercolorist, very loose. People, there are all kinds of different ways to handle the same kind of things. There's little interviews. So this person does these crazy wonky, like Peggy McGivern is her name. I just love it. They're all, this one is with flying cows. I fucking love Peggy McGivern. This is her little interview here. Peggy McGivern, here she is, looking kind of weird and properly artisty. But the thing that really resonated for me was this pastel artist. Where is he? In Scottsbury. It's great. Where is she? Oh, they have a few painting demos too. It's a fantastic book. You can get your hands on it. It really teaches you a lot. If you're ready to hear the lessons, it has a lot to teach you. Here, her name is Liz Kenyon. I'm going to send it over, the whole thing. She's a pastel artist. Look at this. Looks like a dang
Wow.
photograph.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
She says, this is her headline here. Liz Kenyon. People look at their paintings and don't know what's wrong. And I say, look at your edges. That is the highlight. So I'm going to send this over to you. You guys can read it if you want. So you can look at her beautiful pictures, but also read what she has to say about it, because I think what she has to say about it is right on. And it's not something that lots of people are ready to hear, but it is the truth. We have a romantic idea that it's all about getting all the details right on the one little area and then moving to the next little area. And it really isn't about that. It's a much more dynamic thing. Yeah, great book. And this is the name of the book if you want to. It's a great book. If you want to know what's wrong with your paintings, look at your edges.
Sorry.
I've sent my mushroom.
Okay. It looks good. You could get bolder with those reds now. You could get brighter. You could get bolder.
I think I found my perfect mix for the reds in this painting.
There you go. Decide where the light is and figure out where the light is and get that the brightest reddest. I think it might be on the bottom, although I don't really know.
It is very, I mean, the light comes like from somewhere from the top.
Okay, so then it'll
side.
be hot. It'll be sort of redder and brighter with no green in it, kind of on that side.
It's like a very weird situation.
Well, it's because you're looking at the ground and the light's coming kind of straight down on top.
And that's why some of those what's the name? Ah, my brain is stuck.
Yeah, it's okay. Just work.
Gonna send you the
Doing your
source.
painting brain.
Yeah, use your painting
Yeah.
brain. Don't worry about, don't stress your poor little.
Uh,
There you, yes, yes.
right top, yeah,
Yeah,
more
yeah.
or less.
But then it's kind of a little orangey down on the, yeah,
Yeah.
pay attention to those. Pay attention to your edges. This is the moment. This is the
Mm-hmm.
moment. Pay
Yes,
attention to
exactly.
your edges. What are we doing next week? I haven't even decided yet. I have not decided yet what we are doing, but we'll do something. Last year I had everybody do this scene again, draw it again, and pick their own colors, which was really cool. But we all might be sick of this scene by next time, so maybe we'll do something else. But it was a fun exercise.
It is really nice, and honestly saying, I admire how this artist did it in the first place.
Yeah, he's an amazing,
Amazing.
he's an amazing watercolorist. A lot of times the watercolorists are a little too namby-pamby, but not this guy. He's bold.
Mm-hmm.
He is bold.
Yeah.
Finally managed to get a little bit more of the actual value. Really had to wait till things dried. It's funny. I think what I realized is I painted this better on Tuesday because I just painted it without thinking about it. But when I have to stop and do the steps, because this is not my natural medium that I use the most, this variation didn't turn out as well, but only because I had to slow it down. Um,
Mm.
when I slow down to explain it in a medium I'm not as comfortable with, I'm just noticing, yeah, I don't like it as much. If I look at them, but you learn more, but I don't like it as much. There you go. Like much quicker. I like this one better, but I didn't explain it as well. So I was just painting and not really demonstrating so much. That's an interesting thing, isn't it? This
Mm-hmm.
idea. I'm not blaming or anything. I'm just pointing out that when one has to slow down and explain their process, it impacts sometimes the final result. And that's an interesting thing to think about.
Do you think that it's basically the brain, the side of the brain thing?
Yeah, I should really just be spending my time like, painting it rather than having to explain what I'm doing. But because I'm explaining what I'm doing, it looks a little stiffer. So it's an interesting observation as we're starting to go through it. It's like, oh, huh, interesting. Which is
Mm-hmm.
this is still a better lesson, but it's a less good demo. It's a lot of art teachers aren't that great at our artists are not that great at teaching. They're not really willing to sacrifice the final
Mm-hmm.
product for the explaining that they have to do. I get that. I really love teaching. I think it's amazing to see what you guys do. And I intellectually find the process of trying to understand um, how things work, like breaking things down. I find that interesting enough that it's totally fine for me. But I do notice I don't think that would happen for me in acrylic paint because I work in it all the time, but I don't really work in watercolor all the time. So It's a little bit,
I mean, acrylic is also, like, as you said, I think that's more predictable in a way. And you know what to expect while,
well, I do,
yeah.
right? Not
Hmm.
necessarily everybody does, but I do because that's my medium. It does look a lot better when I took my little
Oh.
tape off. So that will be very satisfying part of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I still think I like this one better. I don't know. There's things I like about this one. I think what sort of happens for me is if I have to move too slow, I'm a very fast person in general, and moving too slow means I get bored. So I get less kind of interested in following the final results because I'm like, I don't know. I just, I'd rather move fast. I can see it and I want to get there. It's an interesting thing to know about oneself.
Hmm.
Um, it's not bad or anything. It's just interesting.
Yes, this is how far I came today.
Let's see. Oh, Diana, it's great. It's amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
That's beautiful.
And look at how far she came. I'm gonna
Hmm.
go up and forward
This is
uh,
really beautiful, Diana.
where
It's
she
shining.
started. So, because this is a great, do you mind, Diana? Because this is a great example of, I believe.
I can send where I was
Can you
actually.
send where you were at the beginning of class? Because it's a major.
Yeah, I actually painted a little bit before you came, but this is where I started.
Yeah, show us where you started. Because it's a great, I know you were like, but you're totally not deterred by any of that.
Did it come?
I believe
Oh,
so.
maybe not.
Here it is. It did.
Oh,
It
it
did. It just takes a second. Yeah, look at where she started. Here, I'll pop this up so we can see it. Um,
Oh, oh
this is
wow.
where Diana started. Actually, very attractive in a
Mm-hmm.
funny way. And then this is where she is kind of now. It's interesting, isn't
Mm-hmm.
it?
Yep.
To see. It's really an exercise in edges. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the outside edges are really important.
exactly. Well, yeah, in this one, the outside edges are really important,
Yeah.
but also, which is and that's how you're laying it in. And the problem is it's exactly the right thing to do, but it doesn't feel as satisfying immediately enough,
No.
even though that's exactly what you have to do. So and you know it well because you know the process well. So the funny thing is, you have to kind of have the patience to push through this part of the process, even though right?
Mm. Just survive it.
That tree looks very sad, Sonny.
We're gonna go for a couple more minutes since we started late.
Here, Sonny is coming to say hello.
Hi, Sonny. Little sweet baby.
Do you think we should have the door open when it's noisy outside there? I hear air. She thinks I've been here too long because I got in here at 9 because I thought we were starting 9.
You didn't remember that you're in the
Oh, I
hell
hadn't checked.
of
I hadn't checked.
DST.
Hmm. I'm gonna use my leftover paint to prime a couple of canvases, these little wood things that I paint on.
Ooh.
They're actually fun to paint on.
On wood?
Yeah, wood panels.
That's interesting.
So the grapes are on a wood panel.
Oh, that's, that's very like, I don't want to say religious, but they, but they feel a little bit, with the feel of the painting icons and like I don't know how it's in English. My brain is not working anymore. Sorry.
Totally gotcha.
But like in the Orthodox Church when they paint on the wood and all those saints and so on and so forth, because how it is, how you started, it felt a little bit like something that they could discover in Pompeii or any other like ancient city on a wall painted. There's grapes of yours, Diana.
Yeah,
The how you started. Now it looks a little bit more like impressionistic, of course, but if it is on wood panel, it has all this feel of the first things that people were painting.
yeah,
That's a
I get it.
it's
And
very
wood is
Yeah.
great to paint on. It's really
Mhm.
a wonderful surface. Canvas kind of and paper kind of suck paint up, but
Yep.
wood just supports it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like it. I've done it quite a lot lately.
Mhm. I think I would like to try it once.
Yeah,
Try
that
to
should
paint
be
on
your
wood.
next, if you have some laying around, that would be your
No,
next,
no, but I will find it
a wood
better somehow.
panel or something.
Mhm. Yep.
You can use almost anything. It's kind of a fun time to experiment. Maybe that's your next painting. You can easily put hangers on the back of it. It's
Oh, yeah.
really great.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't do it generally because even though canvases are fragile, they're less heavy. So if I have to ship something, I don't have to pay for the heaviness of the wood.
Sure.
But there is balsa wood.
That is true. If you can get
Yeah.
your hands on
And
it.
you can buy that at Home Depot in 4 by 8 feet and then just cut it up. And then
Oh,
you put something like this on the back.
Mm.
nice.
Yeah.
Did you build all those for yourself?
No, I did not. I bought them like this, but
Right.
I'm
Good.
gonna have my handyman do the larger ones. But then you need cross beams on the back, otherwise they will bend. So I thought I'll have my handyman help me because I also get so much plywood left over from the building of this.
That's true.
But that is of course heavier. But so
That's how this all got started though, because Diana had all this wood left over, plywood left over from her studio build. And I was like, you should just gesso it and paint it. Like put little murals around your house and screw it up on
Yeah, that's a good idea, honestly. Recycling.
right? Why not?
recycling.
Really good idea.
Totally is recycling.
And you can kind of I use it for like I painted I used to work for this boutique which sold a lot of my art, and somebody broke a window, and so we put a piece of plywood over the window, and then I painted during a big neighborhood festival so everybody could see me, a little like fern painting with a little mushroom and a rabbit on it. And someone bought when we left that location, somebody bought the somebody was like, I want that painting, and they bought it and they just put it in their backyard because they knew it would be, like waterproof, and because obviously it was just, and really it was just acrylic on plywood. Maybe it might have even been house paint on plywood.
Mm.
All right, let's see how you are. I like that stretch, MC. Let's see it. Hold them up if you can. If they're not dry, take a picture. Oh,
That's
that is,
beautiful.
here, hold on.
Really
I want
nice.
to pop that up. Oh yeah, see how the darker you get, it's beautiful. And
It's
and your
really
testing is lovely. Your little testing marks there are just stunning.
mm.
Lovely, lovely. All right, Diana, even now, here, I'm going to pop Diana up so you can
It's
see.
beautiful. It
have
is
the
truly
It
beautiful
actually looks
already.
much better from back here. Can you look at it in the Skype screen? It's
Mm.
very appealing. And when you think
Yeah.
about where you got to, yes, it's
Mhm.
tedious, but you know what you need to do.
it is beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
it's
beautiful.
lovely, Diana. Lovely. Anik, what do you want to show us?
I'll try.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Oh,
Oh my God. Yeah.
you
That's
must be
right.
so proud
Yeah.
of that.
It's
I love
amazing.
it. I really like it.
Honestly. All
I
right.
mean, it's really, really something